Everyone has to understand your job does not exist anymore. Accept it. Your way of doing business does not exist anymore on this planet. Your $150,000 a year, you'll get it back. You'll get even more. The way we used to do business is Gone, gone. All right, everybody, we are live in the Average Sucks community for a special edition of the Average Sucks Show. And welcome to the Average Sucks community. If you've never been here before, I'll tell you the Average Sucks Show is a show dedicated to people living an above average life, for people that truly believe the hashtag that we believe that average sucks, and they truly believe that having a life that they want is very, very possible. And in the middle of all of this chaos, what's going on, our book launch was originally going to be in February. We had a little bit of a pushback with that. We're going to be towards the end of the month right now, which I'm excited about. The 26th is the official book launch. In the middle of all of this, we found out the good news that we're going to have an opportunity to share this in multiple retailers all over the world. We're going to be able to have this, not just in Amazon. And what a timing for human beings to read a book called Average Sucks, because we're in an oh shit phase, which I really believe right now. And I know we're not supposed to curse that much on Facebook Live, but I know that if you're listening to this right now as part of our podcast episode, I am going to tell you that we are in that oh crap phase, that oh shit phase of what's going on, because a couple of weeks ago, the phase that we were dealing with, it was the worry, concern, what do we do? And then the world has started to settle in. And one of the most crazy things I'm noticing is people are starting to settle in on this new normal of this way the world is going. You've got a group of people that are on unemployment right now, that my heart goes out to you, that you don't have a job right now, and you've got unemployment. And some of you are like, you know what, this isn't so bad. I don't have to go to work. I've got money right now. Some business owners are learning that they got to do everything themselves. If anything relates that I'm saying right now, feel free to share, feel free to, comment that this relates to you, what it is that I'm sharing. And then you've got a group of people right now that are pivoting and saying, you know what, I realize from everything we're dealing with, I've got to do life different than I'm currently doing it. And this is why over the last couple of weeks, one of the things that we've been sharing with people is how to impact their lives. And empowerment through this time is going to be one of the most important things that all of us need to do as human beings. And if I could tell you that one of the things we pivoted in our lives about 45 days ago, Deborah and I got together and we said, hey, we want to help as many people as possible. We've been sharing Call to Action, our 5-day teleseminar with everyone all over the globe. And literally my vocal cords are like, go, 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 24/7, 7 days a week. Because if there's something that you're really good at, if there's something that you do in your life that you're a master at, now's the time to share that with the world. So I wanted to make certain, if you have not done this yet, you have not taken us up on this, before we lose our crazy factor, we have given away millions of dollars worth of our Call to Action program. All you have to do is go to the website calltoactiontime.com. If you've taken it already and you haven't been a while, you can take it again. If you've taken it recently and you know that it's someone you should share it with, calltoactiontime.com. You're definitely going to want to go there and take a look at what we're doing. So we put it down below. Also, you could text into the number 212-759-4210. Text the word future and you'll get a link and that'll show you how to access that. So feel free to, share that with people you care about. If you had a great experience on the program, post down below. You should take it. You should do it. I'm going to recommend right now, before I get into what I'm going to get into, is share this page right now with as many people as you can. And the reason why I'm going to encourage you to do that is what I'm about to share right now is massively important, massively necessary, and something that every one of you has to be able to do. So what I'm going to encourage all of you to do is to think about right now, if you want to grow and you want to change, ask me anything. We're going to talk about specific business topics, things that you want to do in your life to help get you where it is that you want to go. And that's what we're going to discuss right now. So I want to welcome each and every one of you to the show. I want to welcome each and every one of you to what I call the oh shit phase of this whole Corona crisis. So with that said, let's get into it right now and talk about really where we're at in the world. And I said it a minute ago, and I'm going to be reiterating myself. That was for the Facebook portion. We're going to be in iTunes as well. And if you're not a fan of us on iTunes, definitely want to join iTunes and Spotify and every other place in the world that you can catch us. You're going to want to catch us as well. So here's what I want to say. A couple of weeks ago, one of the things that I recognized is people were scared and didn't know what to do. And anytime any human being does not know what to do next in their life, one of the things is they get worried, they get scared, they get paranoid, and they kind of just get frozen. And what I recognize is we've been thawing out, not because the weather's been getting warmer, but we've been thawing out as human beings recently over the last couple of weeks, and we've been settling in to what's happening around us. And a lot of people are getting comfortable right now. You're getting comfortable with the extra time for Netflix. You're getting comfortable your kids are at home. You're getting comfortable because your insurance company is emailing you or calling. And American Family said the other day, we're settling in as human beings right now. And one of the challenges is my insurance company emailed me and they said, hey, you're a good person. Every car in your household, I'm like, we've got 3 on my insurance plan. Every single one of them gets $50 off next month. I'm like, save $150. Wow, this is amazing. And you're not going to get rich on the $150, but if money is getting thrown at human beings right now for not working for what it is we're doing, there is this false sense of security that's happening in the world. And it's happening again. And there's 2 oh shit phases that are happening right now. One oh shit phase is the world's going to open up again eventually, and we're going to be back to work. How do you differentiate yourself as a business owner, as an employee, as a human being, as a person dating again? How do you differentiate yourself from other people? It's about to open up, and people are going to be out there in the real world of what's going on. If you know this to be true, shout it out right now. You know this to be true. We are opening up soon. Eventually, it's going to happen. Now, the other part of the oh shit phase is, and I'm very concerned about this right now. We had a challenge. This is the whole reason I wrote the book in the first place. The middle class concept of human beings being super comfortable overrode the biological function and a need for adversity. Human beings are feeling somewhat scared, but also secure more than usual. I remember recently listening to The Strangest Secret in the World by Nightingale, and I was listening to it. It said conformity and the fact that it's very hard to fail in modern society is one of the biggest problems. It's not that success is so high, it's that failure is so far down. There's so many levels of give, that one of the biggest challenges we have as human beings is people feel safe, people feel secure, and when human beings get too safe and secure, they take a nap. Now, why I'm telling you all this, because you wouldn't be part of the Average Sucks community if you were a person taking a nap. I am not worried at all. And if you could put a hashtag no nap down below, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a love if you're not taking a nap at this time and you're working harder than ever at what it is you're doing. I want to see it go down below. I want to see you blow up the screen right now. Don't say blow up, but I want to see you do that. And the biggest reason why is that the nap portion of the world is anytime your competition is taking a seat, it's a little something called opportunity. One of my good friends, Kent, always said is that if you're ever thinking of quitting, know that your competition is probably thinking of quitting also. And if they're thinking of quitting, if you stay a little longer, you're the only one playing the game. Right now in the world, I would say 85% of the world is taking that nap right now. They're taking a seat down below. They're missing the big game. And what I mean by missing the big game is, if you take sports for an example as an analogy, one of the things that I realized is that if you've got a sports team and they both play perfectly, there's no score in that game. As soon as somebody makes a mistake or takes a break, the superior team takes advantage of what's going on. Right now, we're going to be headed back into the marketplace as human beings. We're going to be headed back, sending our children back into schools eventually in the next 3 to 6 months. And if the reason I say, oh shit, right now is that what do you do? What do you do to differentiate yourself as a human being right now? And the cool part is there's less people playing the game right now. So the differentiation is not based on you and everyone. It's you and a select group of people. But I'm also going to tell you that the people that are playing the game right now are the highest caliber players. So you're in a game right now with the elite of elites. The fact that you're part of this Average Sucks community says a ton about you. You're a person that truly desires to be at the highest possible level of whatever it is that you do. So part of this Ask Me Anything section that we're going to do here in a second is I want to really ask you to think about in the comments. They're throwing in the comments, correct? Yeah. In the comments, ask me anything, a question that you have that is about setting yourself apart in business, personal life. Ask me any question that you have, and I can guarantee that my experience that I've had over the last 4 weeks, I have become a rocket scientist when it comes to dealing with crisis management. I've become a rocket scientist on learning how to communicate with people during difficult times. I've had to educate myself on the fly in the matter of minutes. So I want to share with you and give this group exactly what I've been given by asking those questions to people. So I got a big question for all of you out there right now. How many of you, and you can give me a yes or a no on this, are excited about playing in a world over the next few months with the most superior players in the world? How many of you recognize the big boys? Some of the big boys couldn't pivot in time. Some of you have to realize that some of the biggest companies in the world, they are going to be slowed down. Some of you have to realize that some people are so tight in their identity of how they used to do life that it's going to be very, very hard for them to pivot. And then there's you, and then there's me, the pivot masters, the people that aren't sitting and doing things our whole lives one way. Here's the opportunity to grow in a way that you've never grown before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a tap in a minute. I'm going to find out that we've got some questions, and we're going to turn this into a very interactive setting. Here's your chance to get your questions answered, and I'm going to give you to my best of my ability what you can do for your business, your personal life, your employment, your family, whatever it is you can do during this phase, because I'm going to tell you, I'm worried about this phase right now. I'm really worried about this right now because I'm worried about the nap, and I'm also worried about the world. And the reason I'm worried about the world is if too many people do not step up their game right now, that's too many people globally slowed down. Atrophy builds economically. Atrophy builds in the body. Atrophy builds up. And we've got to recognize our issue right now. We got the virus to deal with. We got the economy to deal with. And then we have our psychology to deal with. This is why it has been so big for so many people to be partly empowered. And that's our mission right now. It's very simple. Before I get my first question, I'm going to tell you our mission is very simple. To empower tens of thousands of human beings to single-handedly, collectively, this community, bring back the economy and bring the world to where it should have been in the first place. Stronger, more empowering people. And we're doing that through call to action. We're doing that through this community. We're doing it through posts, and we're doing it through eliminating the media. Because I can tell you right now, if we wanted to give our nurses and our doctors, our firemen, our lawmakers a half a chance right now, we'd stop watching the news. Stop being part of the problem. If you're watching this right now and you care about your family, you stop watching that stuff. And the reason I'm saying that is eliminating the fear gets the nurses to be in less fear, gets the doctors to be in less fear. People can heal better. People do not heal in fear. Eliminating the fear, eliminating their ability to profit on these things is big. We need a massive, I guess it would be a social disobedience right now, and I'm calling for that. And the reason I'm calling for that socially, we need to do something different than we normally do. Socially, it's acceptable to spend your time talking about negative stuff. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop being part of it, and we need to walk away. So with that said, if you agree with what I just said, give me a heart, give me a like, let me love. Also, comment and share and invite somebody else to watch the remainder of what it is we're doing. And if you're listening to this as a podcast, while you're listening, share this with 5 people, share it with 10 people, share the action call, share the call to action time.com with somebody you care about, share this podcast, share this with somebody. And most importantly, I'm excited to hear your questions. So we've got a question out there.
We do.
We've got an Ask Me Anything. So listen up. If you don't get your question answered, how's the best way for them to do this?
They can post in the comments.
Post in the comments your question. And I'm going to get as many as I can. We're going to make this as powerful as we can. So what have we got?
First question coming in.
First question coming in.
I was part of a company-wide layoff. I'm sure there are many people wanting the same jobs as I do. What words, since you're a linguist, can I use in my cover letter to set myself apart?
Okay. Cover letters are critical. I'm also going to tell you that phones are more accurate than cover letters. Everybody and their mother is on jobbing.com, monster.com's predecessor thing. Everybody's on Indeed. Everybody's everywhere. We're going to have to get massively creative. So what I'm going to tell you is everyone's used to Zoom right now. I would make cover videos. One of the things I would do is be finding out on LinkedIn and sending a video of what it is you do. And then I would also, in your heart right now, everyone has to understand your job does not exist anymore. Accept it. Your way of doing business does not exist anymore on this planet. Your $150,000 a year, you'll get it back. You'll get even more. The way we used to do business is Gone, gone. The sooner you own that, the faster we're going to be able to make a change in this world. What that means is, here are the words that every business owner wants to hear. I read a book years ago called Selling to Veto. I read the cover, never read the book. It was selling to very important top officers. And here's the whole book in a nutshell. I think Tony something, Soprano wrote it. I don't know, a guy named Tony something. But here's the interesting thing he said in the book. Very, very simple. All they want to know is, can you impact my bottom line? So nobody wants to hear that I'm a team leader and I'm really good with people and not all that stuff. You know what they want to hear? I'm very interested in helping a company profit, and I'm interested in helping a company grow out of and through what it is we're dealing with today. I want to hear from somebody that says, I'm willing to offer a company a reduced salary if I have to. I know nobody wants to say that, but I want to read that. A reduced salary if I have to help a company grow and show my value through the process. I am telling you, you don't have to say reduced salary. You don't have to say it, but in your heart, you have to know you might take it. The reason why you might have to take that to start with is you want to show your value. So what I would say very simply is, I'm a person that is absolutely obsessed right now with helping a company through this chaos and crisis right now. I have been reading on marketing, learning about sales, educating myself, understanding, and I want to help be part of the leadership team that guides the company through this crisis, and when it's over, helps a company get where it should be. That is what they want to hear. And you've got to get the mindset of that out there to the world. If you want to be employed, you should be getting with your employer. If you work for a company, you should be calling the people that you love and saying, hey, what can I do to help us grow right now? How can I be part of the winning team? Nobody wants to hear the old resume. So you should go to Google and look up what to write in a resume and put nothing like that in there. It's a new world right now. So that should be your answer to the question. Does that summarize that? I think it does in a nutshell. Great. Who else is next? What do we got next question?
I own a karate studio for kids. What clever marketing ideas do you have so that I can reassure parents that their kids will be safe and they will allow their kids to rejoin our classes without over worrying about germs?
Okay, so number one thing we want to say, I taught this in the martial arts world a few months ago through my good friend Adam Kiefer and then Chris Casmassa. I covered this idea. It's something called the COVID-19 protocol. The reason we call it the COVID-19 protocol, and the reason is very, very important to understand, is we say those words for a very specific reason. You need a protocol. Find out what your protocol is. So number one is you want to tell every staff and every parent that you are following COVID-19 protocol. It is a very important thing. And what that means is protocol means you give a crap and it matters. Number two, you have to understand what parents' biggest concerns were. Bullying was a huge problem, and it was a marketing piece for martial artists 45 days ago. Social media bullying is a part of what's going on right now. So we can't talk about physical bullying. We need to talk about Zoom. Social media bullying, that's one other thing. You got to switch your perspective. Number two thing that we've got to do, and this is very important to understand, is parents need a freaking break. So I'd be calling all the parents and everything we can do and say, hey, we are offering breaks for parents, 30 minutes twice a day, calling it the device 330 or the no device 30. And what it is 30 minutes of whatever it needs. I saw Jeremy out there reading stories to people. You've got to remember, as a business owner or as an employee, your job is to generate revenue, whatever it takes to generate revenue. If you got to read stories to kids, that's fantastic. You used to do lightsaber parties at a gym. Now you got to do whatever it is that you've got to do to offer severe value. So number one is COVID-19 protocol. You want to mention that up. Number two, if you like anything I'm sharing, give me a like or give me a love. If you're listening to this as a podcast later, check out the Average Sucks community. You can find it any day on Facebook, Average Sucks community, and join us. And you can catch more stuff like this live. The other piece of the puzzle for this martial arts community is you want to teach parents. You should be doing a little parental class around 9:30 at night, little things you've learned how to hold kids' attention. They're teachers now. Offer value. Your job is to offer value. So if you've got to offer $5 or $10 to 100 kids to teach them little outside games and play with them, whatever you got to do, parents will love you, and it keeps the cash register flowing and keeps your doors opening. We are dealing with COVID-19 and we are dealing with an economic issue because human beings are forgetting because we were lazy, and I don't want to say lazy in a bad way, but we were slow and comfortable for almost a decade. Got to get a hustle back in you kids again. Got to get moving. Next question. We got another one?
I have a dental practice. How do I help my team with their fears and complacency to come back to work?
Okay, you got a dental practice. You want to get fears and complacencies, people to come back to work. Now, what's interesting is one of the fears that's happening is if they're on unemployment. Can we find out, are they on unemployment or are they being on furloughed? If they are furloughed or unemployment, I'm going to tell you, human beings are getting very, very comfortable at home. You're at home and you're getting a check. You're probably saying to yourself, hey, I'm liking this. This is not so bad. Why would I want to come back? Maybe I can induce even more fear to have a reason to not come back. I want to tell you that's possibly going on in your people's heads. How do I be as scared as possible to prove a point to my employer so I can stay safe at home, comfortable, and not have to work hard? You can give me the ugh face if you want, because I'm telling you, people are doing it. Give me the ugh face, or give me a heart that you're loving what's going on. Okay? Hearts, loves, likes, comments, all that stuff, super helpful. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up right now, how do you get them comfortable, is you got to be a leader. And when my friend Michael Lobin, I got to give a shout out to Michael Lobin in here. He's running something super cool right now, helping companies all over the world. My man, Michael, so I'm going to give him a hashtag down below and give him a like. But one reason I'm telling you this is what Michael did, is I shared this with him, is he basically went up to those people and he called them on the phone, no different than you need to call your people, saying, I started this company. I know how to take it where we need to go, and I will never do anything to harm this company or harm you. You've got to come from sincerity when you get your people back on track. That's for your employees. Did they also want to know about the customers coming back in? Okay, most employees. If you want to get your customers back in, I'll cover that later if somebody asks that question.
All right, I have about 20 questions of people that are wanting to figure out how to get a great message for their B2B products, right? So they want to get in touch with their C-level. They want to get in touch with their C-level prospects, as well as the decision makers to sell their B2B products. What kind of messaging could they use to get through to these people that are basically untouchable or inundated with other offers?
Okay, can I get an example of what one of the offers are? Does anybody have a company type? It'd be helpful if you had a company type. And they want to offer. So one of the things I'm going to tell you is your greatest asset right now is the phone. I'm going to tell you, people are picking it up. People are talking more than normal. I mean, my mom even said the other night, she called one of her friends' parents, and this guy's an absolute non-phone person, 30-minute conversation. My mom goes, Corona is getting to everybody. Even this guy, I'm not going to mention his name because his kids might be on here. This guy picked up the phone and talked to my mom for 30 minutes. People are picking up the phone. So one thing is we got to pick up the phone.
One of the examples is a healthcare product or a wellness product that they want to give for the business to offer to their...
Okay, so one of the things is business will go back to usual. We need to start talking to people about that. So number one is, here's the phrase I would use. At this time, many businesses are rethinking how they do business at this very, very moment. I want you to listen to the language of this. Many businesses are rethinking this. So when you're talking to top-level officer or untouchable person, I'm certain your company, give them credit, I'm certain your company has realized that in a lot of ways we got caught off guard, and you're thinking of all different ways that you want to run your business differently. I am going to tell you the workforce is going to be different, and what we offer them is going to be different. Being prepared is an important thing. So what we have found is that intelligent business owners are using this time to get ahead of the curve. Part of that is being ready for the new workforce that's going to be coming back, because we are looking to attract higher quality people. So this person's offering better quality healthcare for people, or insurance products, or they're offering benefit packages or something to employers to offer to employees. You might not need to give them to them now because we're not dealing with that. But when all the dust settles, everything is back to normal, we're going to have to run business tighter and better. And there are people available. And this is a fear tactic. That's true. There are people available that were never available for. It's very important right now to create incredible bait to capture them. So if I was a business owner and I wanted to sell nutritional products to put in a business, I'd say you want to attract incredible human beings. Having an incredible kitchen full of nutritious products will be very important. We can put the order on hold, we can get it ready for later, but letting them know that the great people are out there and we're gonna have to find new and incredible ways to capture them.
Next question. We have many people that are business coaches wanting to get their message out, have people hire them for their consulting services or business coaching services. Some of these people that we're reading the comments are brand new to this.
Yep.
This is their launching of
Yep.
their business coaching.
Yep. Congratulations.
To create revenue, and some of them are just wanting to get more customers.
Okay, so you want to learn how to launch your coaching business right now. Congratulations, I'm happy for you. The world needs people to guide and help right now more than ever. How I got started years ago is I got a phone call. Most people don't know my story and how I got started. I wanted to help people and I was doing the talking phase of business. I was very young and I was doing the talking phase of business. I don't even know if my team even knows all this story. I know my wife does. And I got a phone call in 2003 from a lady that wanted to sell me leads. I told her she didn't do that great on her phone call. I flipped it on her. Very, very nice lady. And I then offered her advice to help her do better on her call. She said, that's amazing. I then sent her my PayPal link and I said for $200 for 10 sessions, which folks, I'm not offering that anymore, not even close to offering that. You could take call to action for free at calltoactiontime.com and you can work with me for free for 5 days in a group setting live. But I am going to tell you that I offered this woman and that's where it all got started. I don't believe that the fear of Corona has any reason why you cannot do business. I believe people need more mindset help than ever. And one of the things that I would do if I had a coaching business and I was brand new and I wanted to help people is I would offer people help right now. I would offer people help with what's going on. I would offer people help with understanding the curriculum of what's happening, but also here's an opportunity for you to have a niche on what it is that you're doing. So give an example. Does it say what kind of coaching? Is it personal? Is it life? Is it business? It's business coaching. Business owners need help right now. So one of the things I would say is all business owners, and I don't do business coaching, I help business owners, but all business coaches could use an extra set of eyes right now so they can really maximize this opportunity. And here's your opportunity to grow. I would offer, if I were to be offering my services right now and I was brand new, here's the greatest time to get started. You got a large percentage of the world open to the idea that mindset and coaching is necessary. I'm also going to tell you that you need to start throwing stuff out there. Are you looking to take advantage of an opportunity that may never show up again? We're not looking to take, the challenge people are having right now is they're confusing things. It's like with me, sometimes people think like I help people, so I need to give everything away. Or they put me in a category like a church or a temple. And sometimes people think sales has something to do with the whole Corona thing going on. The economy and the Corona thing have something to do with each other, but absolutely nothing to do with each other. They were going to happen anyways. The economy was going to have an issue regardless. I want all of you to understand that. It just so happened this pushed it over the edge. So why this is critical for all of you to understand right now is don't be scared of marketing yourself. And you've got to decide that you're going to go out there and do it. If you're liking this, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a love, give me a share, give me a comment. And the reason I'm saying that is I want to help all of you have the ability to do this. And one of the greatest ways that you're going to get yourself to grow is you have got to necessarily have to decide that you're going to put yourself out there. So I don't have exact language patterns because I don't know your exact niche, but I'm just going to tell you, you got to get started, man. There's a lot of business owners out there. There's something called LinkedIn. You can find them in 5 seconds.
We have many questions of people that have businesses where
Thank you for the courage with the questions.
a lot of people gather. So, for example, Gary's got a friend with a theater. Any pointers to help get customers back in seats once this is over? The ones that are scared of group gatherings. People that have restaurants, again, the studios, things like that.
Okay. So we want to get people over being scared. One of the things is, as business owners, we need to be emailing and contacting our people. I even need to be doing this more. We're doing it a lot, but we even need to do it more. You need to be letting people know that you're taking all precautions possible. If you own a theater, you need to let everybody know that you're up to date on COVID-19 protocol and that you're sharing it. You're doing everything in the power to make certain it's as powerful as possible, and you're updating things that you didn't update before. I would be letting people know that you're bringing in air duct people. Find air duct people, bring them in. Have videos, Facebook Lives, letting people know that you're doing this. If I owned a restaurant, and that's another thing. I'm gonna talk about restaurants in a minute, man. I wish I owned a restaurant right now. I would make $100 million. I'm gonna explain what I'm gonna do in a minute, restaurant wise. But right now, what I would be doing is I'd be calling people and offering them a show, offering them, telling them what you're doing. And also, you might want to put a show on where you can have a couple people at the studio if you're able to open it up and let them see it. But you should be sharing all the steps that you're taking right now, all the things you're doing, all the things you're reading. Remember psychology. People want to know who you are and how much you care. So who you are and how much you care is how much you inundate them, not with negativity, with that you got this air duct thing, that you have this thing that destroys negative cells in the body that don't be there, recommending vitamins to people. Let them know you're up on this stuff and that the world will be okay again. We will get through this. Folks, we got through polio. We got through the bubonic plague. I don't even know when that happened or how to spell that. We got through the Spanish influenza. We have gotten through major issues. We got through everything. We will overcome. And that's one of the things people need to recognize. Now, I'm going to give you my restaurant thing in a second. What do we got out there? We got some question? Because I want to give them my restaurant advice. My restaurant advice is simple. If I owned a restaurant, the first thing I would do, very simply, waiters and waitresses have good personalities. I'd give them a new skill. I teach them cold calling. I would hire my whole staff back, pay them 20% commission for everything they can sell. I'd give them a phone book, and I'd say start calling local communities. Think of this genius idea. 20 incredible waiters, cold calling for pickup and delivery. Think about that. The restaurant only had 150 tables. You can get 1 million people with Uber Eats. I literally, if I had a restaurant chain of 40 restaurants, I would have a boiler room going right now of people at their houses dialing for dollars, writing scripts, educating them, sell, because I don't want to cook either at home. I am sick of doing dishes. We all are. People would love it if somebody freaking called you and said, hey, do you want a pizza tonight? Hey, my wife's laughing over here, but it's the truth. The reason is because people would love it. People would love it. The grocery store should be cold calling. What would you like delivered? Do you need more paper plates? Do you need toilet paper? Everyone, this is where the world wakes up and realize salespeople and business owners win. And I'm going to tell you one skill that every one of us should develop during this time is sales. It's learning to sell. Read books on sales. You should get every one of our audios. If you have not been to persuasionenhancement.com, post it down below, spell it correctly, but persuasionenhancement.com will give away my 4-step process, responsible for hundreds of millions of dollars in sales over the years. Is that link working right now? Okay, very good. Awesome. What's the next question?
Great. So for those that are interested in investing in real estate, what recommendations do you have for people to invest? Should we hold for a little bit, or should we start scooping up houses now for people that were unable to pay? As well as those agents and brokers, how can they be different in the marketplace?
Number one thing is take advantage of the opportunity if opportunities show up. I will tell all of you that as an investor right now, you need to always be an investor. Investors are investors. I'm going to tell you, every investor makes that statement. As sick as it is, we make money when blood's on the street. It's just the way it happens. I don't want to say that, but that's the truth. I will tell you that the markets are going to change, unfortunately. If you're able to wait on a purchase, you might want to wait a couple days because the economy is going to shift itself massively in one direction or another very, very quickly, but I wouldn't wait too long. So if I was a real estate investor, I would be getting collectives together. If you're an investor and you build teams of people, now's the time to build a team and say, let's build a collaborative. Let's get together and let's build a group of people that are ready with cash, with ideas, with buyers, with investors, with all that stuff. People are looking to do a lot with their money. I will tell you, a good 90% of the people that were scared yanked their money out of the market. They're like, what do I do with it? It's making no money in my savings account right now. And if you come along and go, hey, you got hard money we can use, help me with this. That's big. So if you want to invest, hard assets, they're always incredible to own. Number two is the other aspect of things is you should be building a collective and a collaborative and a team that wants to do this together. But I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people that pulled hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars out of every type of financial vehicle out there. And they're looking for someone to call them and say, what do you recommend? I think that answers the question.
Real estate agents, did you just...
Real estate agents, let's hit that one. Okay, real estate agents wanting to sell right now. Let me tell you a little about real estate right now. I've been doing a lot of calls for real estate agents. You're in real estate, give me a yes. And then I'm also going to ask all of you to help me out with this right now in there. And you guys give me a lot of yeses. How many of you, now that you are home, are finding things you don't love about your home? Think about that for a second. Are you finding things that you do not love about your home? People do not move until they're unhappy with their current circumstance. Why that's important to understand is that human beings are home going, wait a second, I thought my laundry room was bigger. Wait a second, we don't fit in this house. I bought this when my kid was 3. They're 13, they're tall now. They don't fit in this house. Wait a second, my garage isn't big enough because I have a 17-year-old that drives now. Human beings are possibly not as thrilled with their current environment they're in. Here's an opportunity to call people and say, hey, now that you're home during Corona, just want to let you know you're probably very intimately understanding your current house. Is there something that you don't like or love? And would you be interested in me keeping you on a list? Because a lot of things are about to come available that were never available before. Would you like to be on my list? That is how I would do the buying side, the listing side, the showing side. I would lean into that. Not you hate your house. Have you noticed some things that are not your favorite about your current house? Let them talk. Let them tell you what they don't love. If you're liking this, give me a like or love. Is anybody enjoying this comment? Are they enjoying this? You guys blowing up this thing. I taught this recently. I know agents that are crushing this right now, saying, hey, the other thing, listen, you people, I ran into at Home Depot the other day. I ran into my builder and I was there with Jerry. I said, any real estate agents call you? He said, no. You all should be getting with 5 or 6 builders, construction people, helping people better their homes. Help the guy out. He'll help you later close a deal. Helping him out. Say, if you thought of any home projects, making a recommendation, making a paint color recommendation, helping people out now is going to serve you later. Eyeballs. We're after eyeballs. We're after land grab. What's next? We got a lot of questions, and I think I have 10 minutes to keep on answering them. Let's do it.
I have several questions coming in regarding investment, looking for capital, people that are wondering what is the timing of asking or raising capital for their business, and how should they approach potential investors?
Okay, they need capital?
Yes.
Okay, so a human being needs capital.
Yes.
And they're wondering when to start approaching?
Yes.
Right now. Right now is the greatest time to ask people for money. They still have it. A lot of people just got a PPP loan recently. And the reason I say they got a PPP loan is they got a loan from the bank. They offset some of their expenses. Some people got an EDIL loan. They offset expenses. Some business owners are flush right now. They're okay. They're scared, but they're flush. Now is the greatest time to ask investors and ask them, is this a good time? These questions, a lot of them are coming from lack of confidence. Not that you lack confidence, lack of understanding the confidence that a person with money has. A person with capital right now is not looking at this as a negative timing. They're looking at the situation right now. They're looking at the situation that they're dealing with right now as a situation of, wait a second, I got all this money. What do I do? How do I capitalize on this? A person with capital is looking to capitalize. Call them. Tell them you have a great idea. Tell them you have a great concept. Tell them that this will not be lasting forever and it's an opportunity of a lifetime, what you're offering. Get them excited. They're home and bored. Does that answer that?
Yes.
I keep on asking, does that answer that? Not that I don't have confidence in my answer. I'm looking to see your comments because I'm not paying attention to them. I'm paying attention to you.
Next question is, again, one from many people that are wanting to build their multi-level marketing, network marketing teams.
Yep.
And they're wondering, how do they approach people in this period of time to talk about their offering and not seem insensitive to what people are going through?
It's very powerful right now. We got to be honest as human beings. One of the things we got to be super honest. And the reason we need to be super honest, the reason we need to be super honest is one of the things that I'd like to do is, one of the things that I'd love to do is tell you that if you actually called people right now and you commented and you connected with them and spoke up and shared, they want to hear from you and they want to make certain that you understand them. But I'd also have a heart-to-heart with people right now and stop thinking you're selling something to people. I would call people on the phone and I would basically say to them, very simply, I'd call them up and I'd go, hey, listen, I know it's a challenging time right now. Have you considered doing anything new financially? Have you considered something for your immune system and your health? Have you considered that? It is wonderful to reach out to people. I know that if I didn't have a plan A, B, C, D, G, H, I have a ton of plans, okay? But if I didn't have them, I'd love it if somebody called me. Now's the time that people are considering, and you could say to them, now that you're home and have a minute to think, because we never had a chance to talk before, are you open to considering a plan A, B, C, or D?
The next questions are coming from small business owners. So people that,
Yay, small business owners.
people that have salons, sign companies, Any
Petting
kind of
zoos.
small business, a lot of party people
Yes.
where they can't have parties,
Yes.
everything has to be virtual. How do these people open up discussion for people that, their clients? How do they get their clients to come and do business again?
Party people have Zooms and they have different types of things. So you have the ability to have a Zoom. You have the ability to do that same party that you would normally do. You have the same party that you would do on the outside at your house. So like if I was selling, are we talking party like in-home parties? Or are we talking about?
No, this would be like companies that offer magicians or balloons.
Okay.
Or
There's no reason you can't do a magic show on Zoom. There is no reason that you can't teach interior design and send a contractor somebody if you can. There's no reason that somebody that is a party planner cannot do part of the work and send the stuff and show people how to set them up at their house. We have to get creative. Look in the mirror and go, I can't do things the way I've always done them. How do I get creative? So let's get an example of a party planner. Give me a scenario so I can come up with this.
This would be somebody that is doing event planning so that they are on site doing all the parts and pieces.
My friend Rita, Rita's amazing. She is an event coordinator. She got her rug pulled out for her. No more events. You know what she's doing? She's organizing Zoom events at the highest possible level. So what I'm telling you is if you were an event manager and you have the ability to connect with people, if you have the ability to connect with people and get a hold of them, one of the greatest gifts that you can give people is to offer them a experience that's secondary to what it is that's going on. So you may not be able to do it in a hotel, but you could do it in their house. You can help them out, come up with creative ways. What's that thing what do we order from sometimes? That backdrops and stuff? Shindigs. You can go to Shindigs. They can put a backdrop. You can help people out, teach people how to use their Zooms. You can throw a virtual party, become the greatest virtual party planner on earth.
This is a conglomeration, again, of multiple questions. You made a comment that, a lot of small business owners, a lot of companies are rethinking everything about the way they're doing business. So how do these small business owners that are selling to small business owners, for example, if you're selling HR and accounting software or HR management, if you're selling door signs like our sign people here that we use, how do they get to these small business owners who are evaluating what are the options, what do I need to focus on first, and make their product really stand out as the first thing these small business owners must do to get up and running again?
I would make a rule. Everything's about making a rule. If I owned a sign company, and you can give a hashtag to our sign company because I think they're awesome, Davis Signs. If I was Davis Signs right now, and they have helped us out in major ways, I would reach out to every business owner we ever worked with before and tell them that a fresh sign when the economy opens again is the most important thing, and there are certain things that people are going to look for. I would research colors that are more moving than others. I'd stay away from anything. If I owned a business right now, I'd be ripping down. If I had a bar, I'd rip down my Corona signs that I had at the bar because nobody needs to see that outside. Put a Dos Equis one up instead. But I would be making rules. And what I mean by rules is I would literally make a rule for business owners saying having an appropriate sign out there in the world, having an appropriate sign shows that you're in business. We are offering 20% off right now. Folks, you don't have the expenses you had before. You don't have money coming in, but you don't have the expenses you had before. Knock off 25%. Give them the Corona crisis discount. I would create a set of rules that are available right now that will not be available long term. That's what I would do. And if that's a sign company, you have another idea of another company and I'll help them out. Paving. If I owned pavers, I would say having a safe pipe. People, watch this. This is my landscaper. He could walk up to me and go, if I owned a business outside here, he'd say, Michael, I want to tell you that putting new pavers outside, those are like bricks outside of your office, is more important than ever. People are more scared and worried than ever. Having a safe place is huge. If I did painting and painting was allowed, I would say, would you want a fresh coat of paint? There's never been a greater time to paint your business than right now. And we use the COVID-19 protocol to make certain we do it safe and sound. Great question. And folks, one thing I want to say before we get the question, if you have not joined me, if you're liking this, it is not going to be business related, but if you're liking this, do share this with people you care about. Comment, tell them to join this community. Soon they're going to have to fill out a little thing to join this. We're going to put the wall back up. Number 2 is I'm going to ask you to share call to action with people you care about. And the reason I'm saying that is we are going to empower tens of thousands of entrepreneurs. Call to actiontime.com or text in We're going to have it dropped in down below. The 202 phone number, it'll be dropped in a couple seconds. Is this the final question, or we have a couple more?
It's up to you.
We have a couple more questions.
Next question. For small business owners or any companies of any size, really, as we reopen, how can we create a powerful employee culture that's focused on positivity? It's focused on getting the job done instead of people talking about corona, sick people, fears. How do we create a positive employee culture?
One of the things I would do is, and I learned this from my friend who's not with us anymore, Sean Stevenson, when he passed, his mom said that we're not going to let you complain. We're going to give you an egg timer to complain. You're going to have to give people an outlet to talk about things that matter for a period of time. I would say that as we get started, we have a week. We have the ability to get started for a couple of days. And what I would say is, very, very simply, one of the things that I would do is I would give people a series of time and a series of minutes that they're allowed to talk about corona. I would say we allow 5 minutes a day to talk about corona at the beginning of the day, 5 minutes at the end of the day, and that's it. And I'm not saying we're limiting speech, but we want to do that. I would say 5 minutes a day that you're offering that. And it's for the next 2 weeks. And then we're not talking about it. Number two is you've got to set the rules for your culture. And the reason you want to set the rules for your culture is you want to say, our company has a new set of rules. We are valuing people that bring efficiency and positivity to the company. Those that do not will not be with the company long term. The company has changed. And I'm telling you, that's one of the rules we're going to be bringing into our company, is that people that hoard and hold back information will not stay. People that work for efficiency and are willing to make the company run better are going to work. So I'm going to tell you, we are building a powerful, positive, safe company that is built off of efficiency. There's your answer.
People in the hospitality industry, how do they approach getting, it's similar, right, to all these different conversations, getting people back into hotels, into, vacation spots, into concerts. How would they approach that?
So the hospitality industry, how to get people back in hotels?
How do people get people back on vacations?
Okay. I mean, honestly, folks, it's not going to be as hard as you think it is. People are going to want to leave their house. Most human beings forget very simply what's going on. Let's get really real. I want you to think back to the day that you got broken up with. You were 15, 16, 17 years old. Your heart was ripped out. You called your family, you called your best friend, and you said, I will never be able to live again. How am I going to live without them? And a week later, you're fine, if not 2 days later. Human beings are resilient. We will be over this quickly. I wouldn't even concern myself with that. I would figure out how you are going to differentiate yourself against your competition. And one of the ways to differentiate yourself is, if I owned a hotel right now, I would be creating staycations. I'd be spending money right now. If I owned, like, our favorite hotel out here is around the corner, or that we do staycations at, I wish they would mail us their soaps. They got soap around. Their favorite soap, their candles, a pillow, and go, here's for your wife, a staycation until we can see you again. They would have my business like that. Okay, I am telling all of you that we need to think about this for ourselves, and we need to think about this in an effective way, that we need to reach out. So I'm just telling you, that's one of the things that I would do, is that very basic thing. Yes, and dude, you're awesome too. Whoever says dude, I can't tell, but dude, you're awesome also.
Last question.
Last question. Everybody, thank you. I love you. Last question, and I have final parting words, so stay on. If you could do me a favor before the last question, in the top of this whole thing, give it a heart or a like if you love this. Also, share the community with people you care about. Thank you. Last question. And if you didn't get your question answered, don't bitch and complain. We'll be back and we're going to do this again. I need to see this watched by a lot of people to make us want to do this again. Thank you.
Last question. There's a lot of people that are commenting that for their small business, they're simply calling all their customers. You alluded to that earlier.
Yep.
What is a powerful conversation they can have with, hey, I just want to call and check in, and then not have that segue into Corona, but simply have a powerful conversation and leave them with a good feeling, not just that they called, but a message that they could leave them with, so when they reopen and it's time to call that customer again, they think of them first.
Okay. You should call right now and reach out and say hello. I'm just calling not to talk about anything that's going on, just checking in on you, seeing what's going on. That's one of the things that you might want to do, is to call and say, hey, just checking in on you, seeing how you're doing. That's one of the things. Can you give me an example of an industry or a business who asked the question? Do we know them?
Or a home organizer.
Okay, a professional organizer. I would call up and just go, hey, couple things that I'm just going to recommend is we normally do home organizing and you're in your home right now. There's a couple little techniques that I want to share with you and give away. I wanted to make certain I had your appropriate email. If you don't mind, I'd like to send you a quick email if that's okay. The reason why is if you can take somebody and get their modalities set up, meaning call them, ask them for their email or their address. Hey, I just wanted to get your address real quick. I wanted to mail you something. We got a lot of stuff laying around that we have business-wise that we could mail people, we can give people, we can share with people. That's one of the things that I want to tell all of you have a chance to do. So I would just call and just say, hey, just checking in. I know how busy you probably are. You've got a lot of things. I'm just checking in on you as a human. Obviously, I'm sure you're doing okay. If there's anything you need, I also wanted to know, like we've worked in the past, a lot of home organizing and stuff we've done for you. I've got a few things that we have learned during this that are helping people, watch this word, ease the challenges we're dealing with. And if you'd like, I'd like to email that to you. You might ask me what that is. You know what that is. You know what that is. If I owned a gym, I would call people and say, just checking in on you as a human. And I wanted to say, did I have your correct email address? Do you mind if I send you something? I just wanted to ease a little bit of the, we're eating a lot at home, a lot going on. A couple things that might help you. I want to send you a quick workout that I think will help out in a big way. So that's my answer to that. There's my simple question. I love all of you and care about you. A couple things I'm going to ask you to do to help us out. Like what's going on. Comment this with people. Text 202-759. If you guys can help us, I have a few seats open. Is May still open, available? We still have some room open for call to action for next month. If you want to share it with somebody you care about, all you got to do is go to calltoactiontime.com, go to the website and click the link, find out about it. Make sure they really want to take it. You can take it yourself if you've never taken it before or it's been a while. I'd love to work with you. Also, I'd love you to open up your text right now. There's hundreds of you watching this and thousands later will see this. Open up your text, share it with people. Say, my friend Michael Bernoff, he's sharing this course. If you're serious about taking it, it's a couple hours a day for 5 days. I'm also going to give you another link right now that's important to see. It's nextleveltime.com/future 2020. And the reason I want to give you that is it's a nice video that we made. It's nextleveltime.com/future 2020. That allows you to, you're hiding that. Okay, good. What that allows you to do is, it's right there on the screen. That video explains, we do this as a team here. Everyone, we're all a team. You're a team, we're a team, we're all working together. That explains what's going on and what's happening. And I just want to tell you, we're going to get through this. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. There's a lot of stuff that's going to occur, and a lot of stuff that's going to show up in our lives. And the question is, how do you get through this? The world has been challenging prior to this, but you're home. There's food available. We don't have a famine. There's not a mass. There's problems going on, but we're going to be okay. And we're going to be okay. And most importantly is, are you going to protect your mindset? Avoid the nap, and get out of this phase. Folks, the oh shit phase is not over just because we watch this. We're in the oh shit phase. Do not participate. That's the part I was going to tell you. I want you to participate in the above average phase. I'm also going to tell you that we're launching our book on the 26th of May. Put it in your calendar. I'm excited about that. So I want you to be healthy for that. Take care of your immune system. Take care of you. Drink plenty of water. Take your vitamins. Get an IV if that's what you do. Whatever it is that works for you, make yourself work. I'm excited about helping you guys out. Please share and give call to action. It's through the end of the month. Through the end of the month, we're giving it away. As of now, share with people you care about. If you want to get somebody involved with what it is we're doing here, you got to welcome them to the community. Let people know about this community. Tell them what we're doing. Tell them your favorite part of listening to this. Share this community with people. And I'm telling you, we are going to single-handedly make this world a better place than it already is. I want to thank all of you. I got to run, got to help more people. I got to jump on the phone, the phone, not F-O-N-E, P-H-O-N-E. I got to jump on the phone and go help some people. So if you want to make some changes in the world, go do it.